right, so we give all the glory and praise to the Most High. Feast of Dedication is a celebratory feast, and I think some people are celebrating a little too hard right now. Right, so we give all the glory and praise to the Most High, Ahaya and Shah Ahaya. We want to thank Yeshaya for all that he does and he did in the Wawawaka Holy Spirit. We want to thank you for joining us on Father's Holy Day. This is the start of the Winter Holy Day and also the start of the Feast of Dedication. So tomorrow's lesson will be strictly on dedication. We are going to touch a little bit on Hanukkah because that's what the Jewish people they're trying to mix the dedication with Hanukkah. So we're going to talk about that briefly, and we're going to talk about dedication tomorrow. Tonight's lesson is going to be on conduct and your conduct. Last week we did a teaching on what did we do last week? Something for what? Yeah, we did it last week. We did a teaching last week on behavior and just some things that you want to think about as far as your walk. We're going to enhance that a little bit with your conduct tonight. And then next week's lesson is going to be on family conduct, right? How should families operate? We were told in this ministry that we're going to be a family. Well, how is a family supposed to act? How is a family supposed to conduct themselves? We start off with things that you need to think about. Tonight we're going to do your conduct, you, and how your conduct can hurt a lot of people. And the last thing we're going to do is family conduct. All right? So, our feast. One minute. So our feast, our upcoming feast, we have today Feast of Dedication. Feast of Dedication lasts until next Shabbat, December 14th. We have the Winter Holy Day, which is tonight and tomorrow. Feast of Purim, February 19th and the 20th. Both nights we will have a holy convocation. The Spring Holy Day is March 9th and 10th. That's 9th on the night of March 9th through the 10th. The same day as our Passover. Passover is March 9th through the 10th. And then we follow it up with the Feast of Unleavened Bread, March 10th through the 16th. That weekend it is a double Shabbat. And this is not a double Shabbat. The dedication is a celebratory feast. It is not one of the feasts where it is a solemn, which is pretty much everything else outside of Purim. Dedication, we do not exchange gifts. I have saw a video where a person was teaching on dedication, and they were advising that it's okay to exchange gifts. That's wrong. It's not okay to exchange gifts. The only holy day that we exchange gifts for is Purim. So we want to say peace to the 12 tribes that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. We want to say shalom to the people who are not of the blood lineage of Israel, but they follow the law, statutes, and commandments, so they have the surname of Israel and not Gentile. You should have your King James Bible. You should have your pen, paper, your pad. All right? So it's time to get our lesson started. If you have questions, feel free to put your questions on the chat. We will answer them directly. Let us know how the volume is. And if it needs to be, I can speak a little louder.
Well, let's just say this. The questions that pertain to the lessons, we're going to answer them throughout the lesson, but the things that do not pertain to the lesson, we will answer those questions at the end of the teaching.
Right, we'll keep the track, we'll monitor, we're monitoring the chat now, so we'll keep the. So we'll keep the chat going with your questions. So I pray that you had a great week, and I pray you have a great dedication. All right? So, next week we're going to talk about family conduct. And what does the Bible say on family conduct? What does the Bible say on how we should operate as a family? Okay? Maybe you don't know. But we need to investigate that, and we need to find out if we're told to be a ministry of family and come together and all that other good stuff.
Yes.
Right? We need to know. What's happening is we got all this knowledge and all this good things to do, but sometimes we have problems with behavior. And that is a problem. And as we're going to highlight tonight, and as you're going to see tonight, your behavior can hurt not only yourself, but it can hurt other people when you're not operating in the correct spirit. When you have a problem with your behavior, right? New people who come into the ministry or new people who you are around, they see the way you live and how you act and how you speak. So when people see you the way that you live, that's your biggest ministry, believe it or not. How you operate and how you function. That's your biggest ministry. Your biggest ministry is not sitting in front of a camera teaching. That's not your biggest ministry. Your biggest ministry is not standing on street corners preaching. Your biggest ministry is how you live and how you operate as a person, as an individual. That's your biggest ministry. And when you say that you're a servant of the Most High, that's definitely your biggest ministry on how you conduct yourself. People will watch to see what you're saying is true. Yeah, I serve the Most High, and I'm thoroughly in my Bible. The moment you say that, you're flagged. They're going to be watching you. They'll watch your behavior. They're going to watch your every move. They're going to watch your conversations. So be careful what you're saying. People are listening to you and what you say. So if you're talking negative about somebody, then that can kind of turn someone away. Wait a minute. Why should I sit there and be a part of a ministry or listen to people who read the Bible when that person's sitting over there talking about that person? Your biggest ministry is how you live, not what you do for the kingdom. I'm going to show you that. If you come up short, you can easily turn somebody away from the Most High. If you come up short, if you're angry, and these people know that you're operating in the Bible and everything, and 4 days out of the week, you all praises, all thank you, and all that, and then one day you just walk up angry, that can turn somebody away. It's not good. So we're going to deal with this. This lesson, the Most High put together, the Most High, we've done this lesson before. Sort of. We're going to do it a little different though. Yeah, we're going to do it a little differently because we've done this before. But there's some things that we really need to point out, that we really need to see, right? All right, so some people, whether they're here or whether they're online, have a misbehaving problem. And that has nothing to do with you being in the house of the Most High, right? Just have a misbehaving problem. And like I said, your biggest ministry is how you live. Your biggest ministry is your behavior. And we're going to do that teaching. I think we did it a couple of years ago, maybe 2 years ago, on your behavior. We're going to redo that one again also.
You know, the thing about this as well is that no one is exempt. We all have something
Right.
that we struggle with, whether you are the elders, the shepherd, the bishop, the ministers, the congregation, the family. We all struggle with some type of behavior
Right.
that we're challenged with.
Right. But here's the thing. If you're struggling with a behavior issue and someone points it out, you're struggling with this behavior issue. If you continue with that, you have something for it.
Well, yeah, it depends on, it's what you do about it. You know, you recognize it,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's what you do about it
Right.
from that point.
Correct.
And like I said, no one is exempt.
Right. Because I mean, a person, let's be fair. A person can sit up there and say, well, you know, I don't think I operate like that. If you give some examples, then the person like, okay, well, I need to pray about that. You know, don't take everything as a grain of salt. Don't take everything as gold. When someone tells you something, you go, okay, I need to pray on this. And actually pray.
Yeah, mother.
Don't just say it because you want to shut the person up.
No, mother will show you what
Right.
you're dealing with.
Right. So like I said, don't take our word for anything with this lesson. Don't take our word for anything. Do the research yourself. Right? So we're going to start this off in Mark, the first chapter. And let's see something that Yeshaya ran into. Mark 1, and we're going to read verses 14 and 15. Mark 1, 14 and 15. Right? We're going to see something that Yeshaya, what happened with Yeshaya. Could we read that?
Mark chapter 1, verse 14. Now after that John was put in prison, Yeshaya came into Galilee, preaching the gospel of the kingdom of the Most High.
Alright, so Yeshaya was preaching the gospel of the kingdom of the Most High. What was he saying?
And saying, the time is fulfilled, and the kingdom of the Most High is at hand. Repent ye, and believe the gospel.
That's the same message that we're preaching and teaching today. Repent, believe the gospel. So Yeshaya ministry, if you look at it, it really took off when John the Baptist was thrown in jail. That's about the time where Yeshaya ministry really took off. And that's why John said it is better for him to decrease so that Yeshaya can increase. That's what John meant when he said that. And Yeshaya's ministry just went upward after that. See, a lot of people pretend to deal with the gospel or pretend to follow the gospel. You can't do that. Your behavior is going to tell it. Your actions are going to tell it. Your words, unfortunately, mean zero. But I wouldn't say zero. Your words probably mean like 10%. Your actions mean 90%. Words can mean anything. Words are words. Action. That's what shows who you are. And a lot of times when we used to do counseling, and people would say, I need to change, I need to do this, I need to do that. Okay. Didn't faze me one bit. Okay. All right. Because I know that you can sit there and say, tears running down your eyes, little bubbles not pop out. Right? You can sit up there and you can say that, but your actions afterwards shows much more. Much, much more. And believe it or not, the Most High is looking at your actions. He's not looking at what you're saying. As much. Because when we get to numbers, we're going to see. Because sometimes you can say stuff and, it's not good. Right? Let's skip down to verse 21. Still at Mark 1, we're going to read 21 to 26.
Mark chapter 1, verse 21. And they went unto Capernaum. And straightway on the Sabbath day he entered into the synagogue and taught.
All right, so that just threw Sunday out. Just threw Sunday out. He never taught on a Sunday. 22.
And they were astonished at his doctrine, for he taught them as one that had authority, and not as a scribe.
Astonished at his doctrine. Yes, it was his doctrine. Because he's the one who created the doctrine. So if you create something, you're going to know the ins and outs of it. And he knew the ins and the outs of it. 23.
And there was in their synagogue a man with an unclean spirit.
What you say? What you say? There was a man with a what?
Unclean spirit.
In the synagogue? In the synagogue, there was a man with a what?
Unclean spirit.
There was a man in the church with an unclean spirit. So sitting on the Sabbath or watching us online on the Sabbath, you be watching us with an unclean spirit. Right? Let's finish the verse.
And he cried out,
Okay, he cried out, right? 24.
saying, Let us alone. What have we to do with thee, thou Yeshua of Nazareth?
See, that's something else too. Demons understand and know who Yeshua is. They knew who he was. This wasn't the first time this was the first time this is started his ministry. But demons, they came to him, and they didn't come to him. When Yeshua was walking around, like with the madman in the garden, in the Gergeses, and he said, Yeshua, what are you doing? You can't kick us out right now. It's not time yet. They know it. Why is it such a struggle for us? Something to think about. That's not our lesson for tonight. Finish the verse.
Art thou come to destroy us? I know thee who thou art, the Holy One of the Most High.
I know who you are, the Holy One of the Most High. And Yeshua had to shut him up. 25.
And Yeshua rebuked him, saying, Hold thy peace, and come out of him.
See that? Interesting note, for those of you who do deliverance, notice that it says, and Yeshua rebuked him, saying. So he said it more than once. So even Yeshua, even the demons, they know who Yeshua is, but they're not willing to do what he says. Who else does that remind you of? They know who Yeshua is, but they're not willing to do what he's saying. He said it more than once to come out of this man. And this isn't the first time he came across a man with evil spirits, and he had the same or multiple times come out of him. How many times have he told you to fix your behavior? How many times have he told you to shut your mouth? How many times have he told you to stop lying? How many times have he told you stop cheating? Stop stealing? How many times? Come out of him, verse 26.
And when the unclean spirit had torn him, and cried with a loud voice, he came out of him.
The unclean spirit came out. One thing that I wanted to point out is in verse 23, that there was a man in the synagogue with an unclean spirit. And you know what? The elders of that synagogue, they probably were saying, look at Jacob over there. He's something else. See? He's always being mischievous. Right? The man had an unclean spirit. They couldn't discern it.
But one thing we also know as well is that if you're truly operating in the Holy Spirit and in the Most High, there is no way a spirit should be able to sit amongst the people and be comfortable as well. It should be.
Well,
It
that's
should
true.
be some type of discernment, some type of manifestation. It should not be able to sit there comfortably.
Right? Maybe this man wasn't comfortable. Maybe he was acting out, and they was just saying, oh, that's just him being mischievous.
Well, they couldn't, maybe they didn't discern it like you just said. Yeah.
Right? They probably didn't even know the man had an unclean spirit. But he was sitting in there with an unclean spirit. People who have a foul behavior, they have an unclean spirit. And see, Satan is always looking to find who he can pick off. Always looking to find to see who can he get.
Who's the richest one?
Right. And he can't do it unless he persuades you. He can't do it. He can't have you to go and throw somebody out of a window. He can't have you to do that unless he persuades you to feel angry at the person to throw them out the window. He throws the fiery dart in your head, and you take the fiery dart and instead of rebuking it, you act on it. And sometimes we act on more than what Satan gives us. And Satan just sit back there like, whoa, wait a minute, I didn't know that was in him. Hey, let me do some more to him. That's what happens. 1 Corinthians. So, you are not here to judge or to be judged. If the word hits you, it's reprimanding you. Just like last week. If the word was hitting you last week, then that means you're being reprimanded. Same thing for this week, and same thing for next week. If the word is hitting you, then that means you're being reprimanded. 1 Corinthians, we're going to be at chapter 5, and we're going to read verses 1 and 2. 1 Corinthians 5, 1 and 2. All right, let's read it.
1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 1. It is reported commonly that there is fornication among you.
All right, fornication among you, sin. Go ahead.
And such fornication as is not so much as named among the Gentiles.
So much fornication that even the Gentiles won't do what you guys are doing. Go ahead.
That one should have his father's wife.
One should have his father's wife. How sick is that? Verse 2.
And ye are puffed up,
Uh-huh.
and have not rather mourned,
Right?
that he that hath done this deed might be taken away from among you.
See, Paul is saying, this person that done it, get him out. And it says when ye are puffed up. That means they tried to fix the man. Instead of just putting him out. They tried to fix him. They tried to fix the situation. They tried to fix who he was. You are puffed up and have not rather mourned. You didn't even console with him. You just tried to fix the situation, tried to fix him. Right? So, that's, first of all, that's foul, to sleep with your father's wife. That's your mama. So this man was having fornication with his mother, incest. That's kind of bad in itself. And he said it wasn't done, that's not even done among the Gentiles, but then still we give the Gentiles a bad name. Right? I mean, we talk about the Gentiles like they're bad people. Israel needs to look at themselves. Real foul. And Paul was checking this thing out, right? We're in 1 Corinthians 5. We're going to skip down to verse 6. And we're going to go to 13. Right? Always wanted to know what that meant. If you are puffed up, arrogant, trying to do it yourself, trying to fix the man yourself.
Or wasn't it talking about the man being puffed up?
No. It's talking about Corinth.
Yeah.
The people in Corinth. Right. Okay? Verse 6.
1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 6. Your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump?
He's saying that, it's not good because what happened with that man having sex with his mother, other things can start happening. Other people can start doing that same thing. Verse 7.
Purge out therefore the old leaven,
Purge out that person who's doing sin. Go ahead.
that ye may be a new lump,
Come on.
as ye are unleavened.
Uh-huh.
For even Yeshua, our Passover, is sacrificed for us.
So when you let someone get away with something and they are supposed to be righteous, they keep doing it, they're being evil and wicked. But someone else is saying if they can do it, so can they.
So let's just talk about this for a minute,
Mhm.
because the person who's trying to help that person that's sinning may not know or realize that they're doing something wrong. So let's just say, because that's what I was doing.
Right?
2 years ago, well, up until recently, that's what I was doing. But I was doing it because I didn't realize I was doing anything wrong because, my background is in psychology. And what does a psychologist do when people have issues or they don't know how to live right? As a psychologist, what do? You help people figure it out, you counsel them, and that's what I was doing. But then I was shown through the Holy Spirit that I was actually sinning, but I didn't know I was.
Right.
I thought I was trying to help that person. So at what point do you know or do you realize you're crossing the line? Like, how far do you... Okay, so someone, just say, someone is fornicating.
Right.
And so you talk to them, you go back over the scriptures.
And then you put them out. You put them
So
out.
at no point do you say, okay,
Unless you've never taught on fornication, if you've taught on fornication and somebody did it after the fact, you put them out. There is no, let's sit and counsel.
but I'm going to tell you something, I experienced that because that person, not even fornicating, it was fornication and then it was adultery as well. So that person, those people stayed after we tried to help them, and then they went on to do other things where it got so bad that they wanted to fight us, and we had to put them away. But had we did what the scripture said to do at first, it wouldn't have went as far as it did. We wouldn't have had to be like, okay, we gotta call the police on this person because this person's trying to fight us.
Right. So when it's found out, you gotta go. Especially if you have taught on the subject. You gotta go. Right? Paul did not say, let's have a conversation, let's talk about it. Certain sins, okay, if you don't know. Unknowingly. Right.
Yeah.
That's grace. Okay, you didn't know that was a sin? Alright, so now you know it's a sin. I'll do it again. Do it again, gotta go. It's just that simple. Because why is that? Paul just said, a little leaven leavens the whole lump. So if one person is, and we're going to see that. We're going to see that.
But we have had,
One person can destroy hundreds,
but that happened.
thousands.
That happened. Because we had someone to tell us that. When we were talking to someone about that behavior, they was like, everybody else has done it.
Right.
So that's true. We experienced that. Oh, wow.
Verse 8.
Therefore let us keep the feast, not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and of wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. I wrote unto you in an epistle not to company with fornicators.
There you go. Not to company with fornicators. You're not supposed to. And we can take it a step more, not only with fornicators, with sinners, period. It's not just fornication that he's talking about. He's talking about sinners. So Yeshua paid the bail, but you have to make sure people around you are not doing wrong. Verse 10.
Yet not altogether with the fornicators of this world,
Yet not altogether with the fornicators of this world. Go ahead.
or with the covetous,
Mm-hmm.
or extortioners,
Mm-hmm.
or with idolatry.
Right?
For then must ye needs go out of the world.
Alright, so what is Paul saying there? Right? What is Paul saying there? We're going to find that out in a couple of verses later. Verse 11.
But now I have written unto you not to keep company.
He said it again. Go ahead.
If any man that is called a brother
Listen to this. Go ahead.
be a fornicator,
Come on.
or covetous,
Mm-hmm.
or an idolater,
Mm-hmm.
or a railer,
Mm-hmm.
or a drunkard, or an extortioner,
Uh-huh.
with such an one know not to eat.
Not to eat. Paul is saying if you find out that you got a brother or a sister who's doing these things, you're not supposed to, and it's not eat, not sit down, eat. That means it's not talking about that. It's saying right now we're eating.
Yeah.
Not here. Get them out. Life explain fornicator, covetousness, idolater, railer, or drunkard, or extortioner. Extortioner is when it's manipulation. That's extortion. Okay. Verse 12.
For what have I to do to judge them also that are without?
Mm-hmm.
Do not ye judge them that are within?
So Paul is saying, wait a minute. Now, what we're supposed to do in verse 10, those that are outside the world, we don't have to judge them. We're not going to judge them. But we are going to judge what's inside. Where do you get that from? The very next verse. Go ahead.
But them that are without the Most High, judge them.
Uh-huh.
Therefore put away from among yourselves that wicked person.
Put away that wicked person. The Most High is going to take care of those fornicators and the people who are outside in the world. You don't worry about those. You concern yourself with those that are within. That's who you concern yourself within. So, therefore, you put away the wicked person. That's what you're supposed to do. So he's talking about brothers and sisters. And you know, what we do is when the person's acting, oh, that person, they something else. They something else. Oh,
I don't believe that.
they just said it did. Instead of putting the person out.
Well, a lot of people don't have courage. I mean, it's easy for somebody to sit up and talk about someone than for someone to actually do something about the issue that they have in their ministry.
Right. So he said, don't worry about the outside people. The Most High is going to deal with them. Those that are inside, the Most High says, deal with them before they take everybody down. Let's see something. I like examples. Let's get some examples. Let's go to Numbers 16th chapter. I like examples to kind of highlight what is being said. Numbers 16, and we're going to read verses 1 through 7.
This is what we went through for 2 years.
Numbers 16, and we're going to read verses 1 through 7. Your behavior plays a huge factor in how everybody else operates. Huge. And if your behavior is bad, then everybody else is going to have a bad negative attitude.
Yes.
And if everybody else has a bad negative attitude, then That sin needs to be removed.
And if the elders don't remove it, they're gonna end up having a bad and negative attitude because they're not gonna want to deal with you.
Yeah, there's a scripture about
So the whole ministry is just gonna be bad.
that. Right. Number 16.
Numbers chapter 16, verse 1. Now Korah, the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On, the sons of Peleg, sons of Reuben, took men.
So this is Korah. One person. Next verse.
And they rose up before Moses
Mm-hmm.
with certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown.
You would think you would call them giants, right? Because that's what the Bible, that's another teaching. Let's read verse 3.
And they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron.
They gathered themselves together. Korah and these elders gathered themselves up against Moses and against Aaron. Listen to what they said. Go ahead.
And said unto them, Ye take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation are holy.
Hold there. What? You're doing too much. Everybody listens to the Most High. Everybody is filled with the Holy Spirit. Everybody can do what you're doing, Moses. See that? Everybody. That's the Bible. They said, seeing all the congregation are holy. Didn't we just read in Mark, the first chapter, where there was one man in the synagogue, and that man had an unclean spirit? But I guess Korah and the rest of these guys can discern that everybody, the congregation of Israel, is holy. Everybody is holy. Right? Finish the verse.
Every one of them.
He said everybody's holy, every one of them. Come on.
And the Lord is among them.
And the Lord is among them. Wow. Go ahead.
Wherefore then lift ye up yourselves above the congregation of the Lord.
So Moses, you're lifting yourself up above us. Aaron, you're lifting yourself above us. No, you need to come down. We all are the same. We all talk to the Father. We all talk to Yeshua. We all walk in righteousness. All of us. So that's an unclean spirit talking through Korah right now.
Jealousy.
Verse 4.
And when Moses heard it, he fell upon his face.
He passed out. Moses passed out. What? Boom. Verse 5.
And he spake unto Korah and unto all his company, saying,
Come on.
Even tomorrow the Lord will shew who are his,
Mm-hmm.
and who is
The
holy,
Lord's going to show who's holy. We'll see. Go ahead.
and will cause him to come near unto him. Even him whom he hath chosen will he cause to come near unto him.
Verse 6.
This do, take you census, Korah and all his company,
Verse 7.
and put fire therein, and put incense in them before the Lord tomorrow. And it shall be that the man whom the Lord doth choose, he shall be holy. Ye take too much upon you, ye sons of Levi.
So Moses just came back to him. You're right now, what's about to happen, you're taking too much upon yourself right now. They didn't get what Moses was saying. Moses is saying, okay, you wanna sit and say you're holy? Fine. Get your senses ready. Get your incense ready. But only you don't know what you're doing because you're not holy. And Yeshua's gonna deal with you. Right? See, what people don't understand is that we understand it, we should understand it. Moses was just a messenger. That's all he was.
And he
Just a
didn't
messenger.
willingly.
Want to do it.
Yeah, he didn't want to do it. He
Right.
didn't willingly accept the assignment.
So Moses was just a messenger, right? let me get something in your head. In Israel, we knew who we were, right? Did that help us one bit?
Nope.
No. And we were in Israel at the time.
Yeah.
In the wilderness, they knew who they were. They knew they were Israelites. Didn't help them not one bit. Let's read verse, let's get down to 12. And we're going to read 12 through 14.
Numbers chapter 16, verse 12. And Moses sent to call Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab,
And guess what they did? Read.
which said, We will not come up.
They told Moses, we're not coming up to where you are. We're not coming up to where you are. We're not coming up there with you. Verse 13.
Is it a small thing that thou hast brought us up out of a land that floweth with milk and honey?
Hold there. What? What? Egypt, they're calling Egypt a land flowing with milk and honey. What? You were in bondage in Egypt. You were being killed in Egypt. You were enslaved in Egypt. But these people are saying that Egypt was the land of milk and honey. See what a bad behavior will do to your normal mental state?
Yeah, house nigga. Us got a nice house nigga.
Right? Finish the verse.
To kill us in the wilderness, except thou make thyself altogether a prince over us.
See that they said, except thou make thyself
Jealousy.
all together. You,
Yeah.
Moses, you set up there, you're making yourself ruler over us. Nobody put a vote to that. See that? But where did this start? Where did this start? Started with one person with a bad attitude,
Yeah.
negative attitude. And look how it spread. 14.
Moreover, thou hast not brought us into a land that floweth with milk and honey.
Hold there. You haven't even brought us into the land flowing with milk and honey. We left the land flowing with milk and honey. We're out here with nettles and briars and weeds. We're stuck in this place. Keep going.
Or given us inheritance of fields and vineyards. Wilt thou put out the eyes of these men?
Will thou put out the eyes of these men? Right? Are you going to continue to blind us, lead us blindly? That's what he's saying. Come on.
We will not come
We
up.
will not come to you, Moses. This is the second time.
Rebellion.
This is rebellion. We will not come up. Right? Who is this Moses? Who is this Moses? Who are you, Moses? Right? We left the land flowing with milk and honey. You're going to the land flowing with milk and honey. But we left Egypt. But in Egypt, they were slaves. Israel was something else. Let's get down to verse 19. We're going to read 19 to 26.
Numbers chapter 16, verse 19. And Korah gathered all the congregation against them unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And the glory of the Lord appeared unto all the congregation.
All right, so Korah gathered them together, who was siding with them. Verse 20.
And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying,
21.
Separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment.
So see, he said that, you know what, Aaron, Moses, get whoever it is that's on your side and leave, because I'm about to annihilate everybody. I'm about to destroy everybody. But look what Moses did. 22.
And they fell upon their faces and said, O power, the power of the spirits of all flesh.
Mhm.
Shall one man sin, and wilt thou be wroth with all the congregation?
See, they knew it. He said, shall one man sin destroy everybody? If I was Moses, and I would have said, thy will be done. Go ahead. But Moses says, no. Power, no. Are you going to destroy one man's, you're going to destroy the whole congregation because of one idiot? 23.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
So when Moses said that, this is Yeshua's response. Go ahead, 24.
Speak unto the congregation, saying,
Mhm.
Get you up from about the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram.
25.
And Moses rose up and went unto Dathan and Abiram, and the elders of Israel followed him.
So Yeshua, the Most High, is giving them an act. Right? Because of Moses' prayer. Because he's going to kill all of them. Get wicked people away from you because they will infect you. 26.
And he spake unto the congregation, saying, Depart, I pray you, from the tents of these wicked men,
Mm-hmm.
and touch nothing of theirs, lest ye be consumed in all their sins.
So Moses is saying to the congregation, you need to leave these men. He's warning them, you need to leave these men. Leave them in their tents. Because if you stay with them and you continue to listen to their doctrine, they're going to destroy you. Leave them. Right? Get away from them. Let's skip down to verse 31. We're going to read to 33. We've told this before.
But not like this.
We're highlighting some things that we may not have touched before.
Oh, yeah.
Let's read 31.
Numbers chapter 16, verse 31. And it came to pass, as he had made an end of speaking all these words, that the ground clave asunder that was under them.
Mm-hmm.
And the earth opened her mouth, and swallowed them up, and their houses, and all the men that appertained unto Korah,
Mm-hmm.
and all their goods.
So all the men who sided with Korah, everything that they had, swallowed in the ground.
Wow.
33.
They and all that appertained to them
Mm-hmm.
went down alive into the pit,
Yep.
and the earth closed upon them,
Mm-hmm.
and they perished from among the
The
congregation.
Most High killed them, but let me show you something. See, Israel is still Israel. You would think opening up the earth, opening herself up, swallowing people alive, closing them.
Mm-hmm.
Israel is still Israel. Skip down to 34. Read 34 and 35.
Numbers chapter 16, verse 34. And all Israel that were round about them fled at the cry of them.
They fled. They started crying and screaming, right? Because they were with Korah, so now they're running. They're scattering. Verse 35.
For they said, Lest the earth swallow us up also.
Uh-huh.
And there came out a fire from the Lord, and consumed the 250 men that offered incense.
So they didn't get swallowed up, but they got some consumed with fire.
Oh, so these were the people that offered the incense with Korah.
Right.
Oh, guilty by
Because they sided.
association.
Guilty by association.
Mhm.
One man's sin can destroy everybody. Right?
Yeah.
250 men burned. Right? But Israel is hard-headed. Israel is hard-headed. Because they're still going to... Skip down to read verse 41.
Numbers chapter 16, verse 41.
Get this. This is why Israel... Why are we claiming, oh, I'm a Hebrew Israelite, all praise to the Most High, Yeshua. You don't know where you came from.
Mhm.
You don't know where you came from. Listen to this one. Read verse 41.
But on the morrow, all the congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron, saying, Ye have killed the people of the Lord.
You killed the people of the Lord. Really now? You came out of a land flowing with milk and honey, Egypt. talking against Moses and Aaron. Now they accuse Aaron and Moses of killing. They accuse Aaron and Moses of opening up the ground and swallowing people alive. They accuse Moses and Aaron of sending fire from heaven to burn these people. Ye have killed the people of the Lord. Oh, they didn't wait either, did they? They said the very next day.
But if you saw this happen and you ran because you feared the Lord at the time, and then when did that fear wear off? That
No.
you came right back.
The ones who ran were the ones who was recorded. That didn't get swallowed up.
Okay, those are the ones that ran and got set on fire.
Right. Those are the ones that sided with Korah.
Well, wouldn't you be like, I don't have an opinion about this at all. I would
Yeah.
go the other way.
Shut
I would
my
go
mouth.
sit down. Yeah. I would
Not
shut up.
Israel. Not Israel. Right? Moses is blamed for killing them. Let's get down to verse 42. Let's read 42 through 45.
Oh, wow.
Numbers chapter 16, verse 42.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass, when the congregation was gathered against Moses
Mm-hmm.
and against Aaron, that they looked toward the tabernacle of the congregation, and behold, the cloud covered it,
Mm-hmm.
and the glory of the Lord appeared.
Verse 43.
And Moses and Aaron came before the tabernacle of the congregation. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Get you up from among this congregation, that I may consume them as in a moment. And they fell upon their faces.
So he's going to kill them again. Yeshua's going to kill them again. He said, I'm going to kill them all. Remember, this started with one person.
Mm-hmm.
Read verse 46.
And Moses said unto Aaron,
Mm-hmm.
Take a censer, and put fire therein from off the altar,
Mm-hmm.
and put on incense, and go quickly unto the congregation, and make an atonement for them. For there is wrath going out from the Lord. The plague is begun.
The plague has begun. So he started killing people.
Oh, wow.
So imagine Moses, the people are just dropping, right? So Moses is telling Aaron, get the censer. Go make an atonement for them. Run, quick.
Don't pray. Don't
People
pray.
are dying,
Yeah.
right? Because Yeshua is angry. Quickly go out so he won't kill everybody. So imagine Aaron, he's got the censer and he's praying and people are falling dead, right? Let's see something. Read verse 47 and 48.
And Aaron took as Moses commanded, and ran into the midst of the congregation.
Mm-hmm.
And behold, the plague was begun among the people.
They were dying. Yeshua was killing them. Go ahead.
And he put on incense and made an atonement for the people.
And read verse 48.
And he stood between the dead and the living.
Mm-hmm.
And the plague was stayed.
So Aaron had the censer and he was going through praying. And while he was running through the congregation praying, this half was dead, this half was alive.
You don't want to mess with Yeshua. I'm telling you, you don't want to mess with him.
This side, they were dead. And Aaron, as he's running through the congregation with the censer to bring an atonement, the plague stopped when wherever Aaron was running, that's where the plague stopped because he made an atonement. The rest of the people were still alive. But Aaron wouldn't have to be running. Moses wouldn't have to be praying. People would not have been dead if it was not for one person. One person. This is what I mean, your behavior, how you act can make other people sin, make other people feel angry, make other people don't even want you to be around. Your behavior, that has to change. Aaron got between them, the dead and the living, right? Let's read verse 49 and 50.
And I have read this before, but not like this.
Numbers chapter 16, verse 49. Now they that died in the plague were 14,700.
14,700 people. 14,700. Remember, there was another 250
Oh, yeah, we added those.
that were burned. Korah's people. So 15,000 people. Read.
Beside them that died about the matter of Korah.
Because of one person. 15,000 because of one person.
So let that be a lesson to the elders.
Mm-hmm.
When you have sin, you have to stop it by any means necessary according to the law, statutes, and commandments.
Mm-hmm.
Because we saw one guy was slapping people with a wet mop. So we don't
No.
stop slapping folks with a mop.
No.
But you have to stop it. You have to stop it because you know, as elders of the ministry, you're going to be accountable for that, right?
Yep. Oh, and I'm going to show you an instance where the elders weren't accountable for it, and you'll see what happened.
They weren't.
They were not accountable. It's in the Bible. They were not accountable. And something bad happened. Right? We read 49, 50.
Man.
And Aaron returned unto Moses unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the plague was stayed.
It stopped. Right? You cannot allow wrongdoing to fester.
You can't.
People go to the elders go to the people. That doesn't happen, candlestick gets removed. You have to obey. You must obey. Now, I'm showing you a small number of people can destroy a whole lot of people.
Oh, wow.
Now, let's think about this for a second. The Most High lives forever, right? Yeshua lived forever. Don't you think that they could just kill everybody off right now
Start over.
and start over?
Yes.
Kill everybody off, starts over until they get what they want?
Yes.
Let's go to Joshua 6. Better start listening.
This is a ministry.
Better start listening.
Tell me more that I know what the people need. Wow.
Joshua 6, we're going to start at verse 1. One man sinned, 15,000 dead.
Wow.
Joshua 6, we're going to read verses 1 through 4. If you have questions on the chat or comments on the chat, please feel free to put your questions and comments on the chat. Joshua 6 and 1. Let's see something else. Read.
Joshua chapter 6 verse 1.
Go ahead.
Now Jericho was straitly shut up because of the children of Israel. None went out, and none came in.
Verse 2.
And the Lord said unto Joshua, See, I have given into thine hand Jericho, and the king thereof, and the mighty men of valor. And ye shall compass the city, all ye men of war, and go round about the city once. Thus shalt thou do 6 days.
All right, so you said 6 days, you're going to just go around the city once. All right. Verse 4.
And 7 priests shall bear before the ark 7 trumpets of ram's horn. And the 7th day ye shall compass the city 7 times. And the priest shall blow with the trumpet.
And the priest shall blow with the trumpets. Right? This is Jericho. The Most High told Israel to go around once, then 7 times, and I'll give you the city. Let's skip down to verse 16. And we're going to read verses 16 through 20. And before we get to the scripture, let's read the question.
Someone says, do you think the Most High kills people like that today? Like the train that went into the crowd in India?
No. I don't. Yeshua died on, he's not killing people like that. No, the train that went into the crowd of India, I mean, let's understand something. There's religious gatherings like that all over the world, all the time. So that means if he decided that he's gonna do that, then why is he allowing Sunday worship to continue?
I believe what happened is that those people was just ignorant. Those people was actually on the train
Yeah.
tracks.
They were stupid.
They were actually on the train.
The train derailed into the crowd.
No, it was showing that when I saw the
They
video
were on the
online,
tracks too.
it was people on the track too. So of course, if you start hitting stuff, yeah, it's gonna derail. It's gonna, it was hitting bodies. So they was, I don't know, they were just.
They were stupid.
Now, okay, so we lived in Illinois, and we didn't live too far from, what was that train you used to take? It wasn't not the Amtrak, the other train.
Metro.
The who?
Metro.
The Metro train. And when the train comes, the arms let down, light, bing, 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 lights going off everywhere. We have seen people walk around the arm of the train that goes down to keep you out to still cross the track. And people would do that, and they would get hit, they would lose their life.
Yeah, I don't think
So-
people understand and realize that if something is coming at you that's metal, that weighs about 200,000, maybe 200 tons, it's gonna put a little scratch on
I know a lot of people were saying that they deserved it because they had this huge statue that was like hollowed out and it was on fire.
it.
Kind
Yeah,
of
well,
like
what kind of person says that they deserve that? They don't deserve, no one deserves death. They did not, that's basically saying that those who worship Jesus deserve death also. And that means a lot of Israelites won't be here.
Well, there's also scriptures that says that the Most High does not take pleasure.
Yeah, but if they don't know
His
it,
people to hell, to kill his
Right.
people. He
he
doesn't
doesn't
take
take
pleasure in it.
pleasure in that. So if a person is sitting up there and they're worshiping the Dalai Lama, and they have never even opened a
I
Bible,
haven't heard that in a long time.
they have not opened up a Bible, they have not done anything. If something happens to them and they die, they don't deserve it. They didn't know the Bible. People can be so cruel and ignorant at times. But let's get back to the lesson about, your conduct. Let's read, we're in Joshua 6. Huh?
Our conduct.
Oh, did I say your conduct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Joshua 16 and Joshua 6, 16 and 20. Let's read.
Joshua chapter 6 verse 16. And it came to pass at the seventh time, when the priests blew with the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, Shout, for the Lord hath given you the city,
Shout, get the city. 17.
and the city shall be accursed, even it, and all that are therein.
Now there you go. You gotta listen. See, when you don't pay attention to stuff, you mess up. He just said the city shall be accursed. Continue.
To the Lord, only Rahab the harlot shall live, she and all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that we sent.
The more than she hit the messages, she more than likely repented too. Right?
Yeah.
Verse 18.
And ye in any wise keep yourselves from the accursed thing.
Then he said it again. See, Israel, we're known for this. When we start celebrating, dancing, and all that, don't pay attention to what's being said. Don't listen. Don't listen. Don't pay attention, not understanding what is being said. You just, we got the city. Woo! He said twice. Don't touch it. Go ahead.
Lest ye make yourselves accursed, when ye take of the accursed thing, and make the camp of Israel cursed, and trouble it.
Make the camp of Israel a curse and trouble it. That means problems are going to be coming to Israel. 19.
But all the silver and gold and vessels of brass and iron are consecrated unto the Lord. They shall come into the treasury of the Lord.
Verse 20.
So the people shouted when the priest blew with the trumpets, and it came to pass, when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city.
Okay, and they took the city. So in verse 16, that's the same thing that's been said in Revelation. When Yeshua returns, he's going to return with force when the trumpets are blowing. Same thing in Revelation, right? So the Most High said that he's going to do same thing in Revelation. Rahab, not only did she get the messages, but she had to do some type of repenting or something. Nobody was to take anything, right?
Well, of course, she repented, because even, like, what does a scared person do? Oh, Lord, forgive me, please help me, I never do this again.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's skip down to verse 7, or let's skip over to chapter 7, and we're going to read 1 through 6.
Joshua chapter 7, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
But the children of Israel committed a trespass in the accursed thing.
Mm-hmm.
For Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, took of the accursed thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the anger of the Lord was kindled against the children of Israel.
He took it, right? Verse 2.
And Joshua sent men from Jericho to Ai, which is beside Beth-Aven, on the east side of Beth-El, and spake unto them, saying, Go up and view the country. And the men went up and viewed Ai.
Okay, they just took Jericho, one of the biggest cities there was. Right? Little rinky-dink suburb. Verse 3.
And they returned unto Joshua, and said unto him, Let not all the people go up, but let about 2,000 or 3,000 men go up and smite Ai, and make not all the people to labor thither, for they are but few.
So see, the scouts came back to Joshua. You know what, Joshua? We don't need to take everybody. We just need to take 2,000 or 3,000 men, and we'll wipe them out just like that. We just took over Jericho. We just annihilated the city of Jericho. The walls came tumbling down, Joshua. That little hick town, yeah, let's take them. Couple thousand. It's all good. All right? So, one man, and Yeshua is angry again. One man. They knocked down the walls of Jericho. Small, but then it went wrong. Let's skip down to verse 7. I'm sorry. Let's read verse 10 through 12. Where we at? Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
So there went up thither of the people about 3,000 men, and they fled before the men of Ai.
Mm-hmm.
And the men of Ai smote of them about 36 men.
36 men.
Wait, where did they go to take the city again?
Read, go back.
Verse 4. So there went up thither of the people about 3,000 men,
3,000 men.
and they fled before the men of Ai.
How many was it?
And the men of Ai smote of them about 36 men.
36 against 3,000. Keep going.
For they chased them from before the gate even unto Sheber, and smote them in the going down.
3,000 men gone. Now we just read an incident with Korah, who caused the deaths of 15,000. So now Achan, so far it's 3,000. Keep going.
Wherefore the hearts of the people melted, and became as water. Verse 6. And Joshua rent his clothes,
Mm-hmm.
and fell to the earth upon his face before the ark of the Lord until the eventide, he and the elders of Israel, and put dust upon their heads.
Right.
So who told them to go do this?
Who told who? They were taking over the lands. Right? That's what you do. You get the big city, And then you get all the little small ones after that. Jericho, gone. Ai, 3,000 men, gone just like that. Didn't account for the accursed thing that was in the camp. So then, 36 men. 36.
Killed 3,000.
3,000 gone. Let's go down to verse 16. We're going to read 16 to 26.
Joshua chapter 7, verse 16. So Joshua rose up early in the morning and brought Israel by their tribes, and the tribe of Judah was taken.
So now Joshua is starting to investigate, right? What happened? What went wrong? Okay. We read Joshua 7, 10 through 12, right? We haven't read it? No, go back in. Go back up. Joshua 7, 10 through 12.
Joshua chapter 7, verse 10. And the Lord said unto Joshua, Get thee up, wherefore liest thou thus upon thy face?
So Joshua is, remember, he fell down, he's on the dust, crying and passing out and trying to figure out what happened. Right? He said, Joshua, get up. Next verse.
Israel hath sinned, and they have also transgressed my covenant, which I commanded them, for they have even taken of the accursed thing.
He said, Israel has sinned. Go ahead.
And have also stolen,
Mm-hmm.
and dissembled also, and they have put it even among their own stuff.
See, that's how you get told off.
Mm-hmm.
12.
Therefore the children of Israel could not stand before their enemies,
That's what happened at Ai. Go ahead.
but turned their backs before their enemies, because they were accursed. Neither will I be with you anymore, except you destroy the accursed from among you.
See, that's what I'm talking about. One person sinned, and look at this. Yeshua says, I'm not going to even talk to you. I'm not going to be around you no more unless you get that thing out. Right? All right, now let's get down to 16. Let's read 16 and 26.
Joshua chapter 7, verse 16. So Joshua rose up early in the morning
Early in the morning, started doing his investigation. Go ahead.
and brought Israel by their tribes.
So he's basically got his tribes. He started asking them questions. If they seen anything, they saw anything. I mean, if they seen anything, have they heard anything? Narrowed it down to who? Read.
And the tribe of Judah was taken.
Go ahead.
And he brought the family of Judah, and he took the family of the Zarhites, and he brought the family of the Zarhites man by man, and Zabdi was taken. And he brought his household man by man, and Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah was taken.
See, Joshua's doing his investigation. Right? Verse 19.
And Joshua said unto Achan, My son, give, I pray thee, glory to the Lord power of Israel, and make confession unto him. And tell me now what thou hast done. Hide it not from me.
So Joshua's talking nice to me. You know when somebody in trouble, you try to listen to information, you know you did wrong here. You know what I'm saying? Tell me.
We give you a chance to
Give
confess.
you a chance. Confess your sin. You know, open up. Right? 20.
And Achan answered Joshua, and said, Indeed, I have sinned against the Lord power of Israel, and thus have I done.
Go ahead.
When I saw among the spoils a goodly Babylonish garment,
Babylonian garment. Right? Continue.
and 200 shekels of silver,
Mm-hmm.
and a wedge of gold of 50 shekels weight. Then I coveted them and took them. And behold, they are hid in the earth in the midst of my tent, and the silver under it.
Right, so See, the thing about Joshua, he's not gonna just do anything there. He needs proof. 22.
So Joshua sent messengers, and they ran unto the tent, and behold, it was hid in his tent, and the silver under it.
He did that because Joshua was not gonna falsely accuse anybody. But Joshua was talking real nice to him. Confess. Open up. Confess to the Lord right now. Right? He didn't want to send an innocent man away. 23.
And they took them out of the midst of the tent, and brought them unto Joshua, and unto all the children of Israel, and laid them out before the Lord.
Laid them out before the Lord. And remember, this is one person, already 3,000. 24.
And Joshua and all Israel with him took Achan the son of Zerah, and the silver, and the garment, and the wedge of gold, and his sons, and his daughters, and his oxen, and his asses, and his sheep, and his tent, and all that he had. And they brought them unto the valley of Achor.
His whole family. Everybody. 25.
And Joshua said, Why hast thou troubled us? The Lord shall trouble thee this day. And all Israel stoned him with stones,
Stoned them.
and burned them with fire,
Burned them.
after they had stoned them with stones.
Stoned them again. Stoned them, burned them, stoned them. Wow. His whole family. Notice it says his sons, his daughters, everybody. 26.
And they raised over him a great heap of stones unto this day. So the Lord turned from the fierceness of his anger, wherefore the name of that place was called the Valley of Achor unto this day.
One man in Numbers killed many people. One man, Joshua, killed many people. One person can hurt many people. You have to watch yourself. You may think that your behavior doesn't matter to anyone but you. But your behavior matters to a lot of people. It can touch a lot of people. And you
Unto
don't
death.
even know it. You don't even know it.
Unto death.
And let me say this, because you don't have the right to mess up people's lives. You really don't. Everyone needs you. Everyone needs each other. But you must have the same mindset of your child. Everybody needs everybody. But it's not going to work. Doesn't matter what the Holy Spirit says about being family and being ministry. Think about that. Those of you on live stream, just because you're on live stream, you're not exempt either. Because spirits travel, believe it or not. You're not exempt either. People on live stream, you don't have the right to mess up people's lives. You have your family there. You don't have the right to mess up their lives because of your insecurities, because of your emotions, because of whatever it is that you're going through.
Selfishness.
Your selfishness. You don't have the right to do that. And let me tell you this, Yeshua is going to deal with you. He is going to deal with you. And you're not going to like it. You don't have the right to mess up people's lives because of your whatever it is that you're going through. You must seek deliverance from whatever it is that you're going through. You must get set free. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 9. And read verse 17 and 18. And let's pay real close attention to 18. Ecclesiastes 9, 17 and 18. Okay, let's read.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 17. The words of wise men are heard in quiet more than the cry of him that ruleth among fools.
See that? Words of wise men are heard. Yeah. Verse 18.
Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroyeth much good.
Read the second part of that verse again.
But one sinner destroyeth much good.
Read that again.
But one sinner destroyeth much good.
One sinner destroyed much good. It only takes one. It has to be broken. It only takes one. It only takes one person. Let's go to Galatians 6. Galatians 6. We're going to read verses 1 through 5. All right, let's read.
Galatians chapter 6 verse 1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted.
Right? So that goes for you, for the holier than thou people, or the over righteous people. Don't be so over righteous and so holy that you're no good to anybody. That's what Paul is saying. Verse 2.
Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Hamashiach.
Verse 3.
For if a man think himself to be something, when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself.
He deceiveth himself. Verse 4.
But let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone, and not in another.
Right? Verse 5.
For every man shall bear his own burden.
Every man shall bear his own burdens. If you don't watch your conduct, then you will destroy a lot of people. Everyone loses when a person's conduct is bad. Think of it like this. A robber robs a convenience store. There's a man who has 3 children, let's say ages 2, 5, and 7 at home with a wife, mortgage due. He's working double shifts. This man comes in, robs the liquor store. He doesn't want to leave any witnesses because he doesn't want to go to jail. Kills the clerk, kills the man who's there, and he's innocent. Fine, who does that affect? Not only does it affect the robber because he's going to go to jail, probably get the death sentence, but it affects the man because he was the one who was supporting the family. It hurts the wife because the wife now has to figure out how she's going to live without her husband. It affects the children because now these young babies don't know on who their daddy is. Don't know where their daddy's going to come from. Don't know anything about their father other than what is told. It affects the grandmother and the grandfather of both the wife and the husband because their son is now slain. And whatever nieces, nephews, uncles, whoever is in that family circle, it affects them. It not only affects them, but it affects who his co-workers are because they depended on him to be their work to help them out. It also affects the family of the murderer because now they are going to have a person who is going to be probably put in a death sentence. So now that family is also affected. And the people who are in that family are affected because now this family is mourning the loss of a person. Let's put it in perspective now. One man's sin destroyed two families.
Yep, that man, the one he killed the family, he could have had brothers and sisters
Correct.
that had children, like you said, yeah? He could have been an uncle.
One man's sin. And this is what I keep saying, and I keep saying it, I keep saying it, I keep saying it. Check your behavior, watch yourself, watch how you act, watch how you talk to each other, watch how you deal with each other. You cannot deal with each other in a negative manner. It affects everybody.
No, the world says that what type of legacy do you want to leave? It's deeper than that. It's deeper than just a legacy.
Right,
That's
It
just
is.
the worldly term for it.
right. You have to talk and speak in weakness. And that more than likely works. Unless the person is evil. So let's go to Isaiah 20:16. Isaiah 26 and verse 10. Next week, lessons on family conduct. We're going to even go through even more deeper.
You know, a lot of these things are done out of selfishness.
Mm-hmm.
People do things out of selfishness.
Right.
It's all about them.
But see, selfishness, it's not, that doesn't work in the body. It does not work in the body because it doesn't work. Isaiah 20:16, read.
Isaiah chapter 26, verse 10. Let favor be shewed to the wicked,
Mm-hmm.
yet will he not learn righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly,
Mm-hmm.
and will not behold the majesty of the Lord.
That's the wicked. You have to deal with people close. If they're truly wicked, cut them off. It's just that simple. If they're truly wicked, cut them off. We should be edifying each other. The things that we're told through this ministry on what to do, we need to get this out of the way first.
I know, that's why I said Mother knows. Because prior to this teaching, we were doing the opposite of this.
Right,
But we thought we were happy.
right. You know, Jeremiah asked for this. Let's go to Jeremiah 12. Jeremiah 12, 1 and 2. Because you always ask that question, well, why ain't this person suffering? Why ain't this person going through? Jeremiah 12, and we're going to read verses 1 and 2.
So is it like if you're if you're ministering to someone, and it feels like you're trying to help them, but it feels like you're the one being tormented, and they're just going about their lives, still messing up, like things are just so easy for them.
Mm-hmm.
But you're the one trying to minister to them, and you feel like
I
you're
have
being
your,
tormented. You know what I'm
I
trying to
have
say?
your answer on Psalm 73 when we get to it.
Okay.
Let's read Jeremiah 12.
Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 1. Righteous art thou, O Lord, when I plead with thee,
Mm-hmm.
yet let me talk with thee of thy judgment.
Let me talk to you about your judgments, Father. Go ahead.
Wherefore doth the way of the wicked prosper?
Why do the wicked prosper? Go ahead.
Wherefore are all they happy that deal very treacherously?
Why are they always happy that deal treacherously? Very good questions Jeremiah had.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Right? Very good questions Jeremiah had. Read verse 2.
Thou hast planted them, Yea, they have taken root.
Mm-hmm.
They grow, yea, they bring forth fruit.
Uh-huh.
Thou art near in their mouth
Uh-huh.
and far from their range.
All right. So Jeremiah asked a very good question, didn't he? Let's get the answer. We're going to go to Psalm 73, and we're going to start at verse 1. Psalm 73, and we're going to start at verse 1, and we're going to read through 9. Okay? Let's get the answer. Read.
Psalm 73, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
True, Salakia, a psalm of Asaph.
Mm-hmm.
Truly, our power is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart.
Those that have a clean heart. Verse 2.
But as for me,
Mm-hmm.
my feet were almost gone, my steps had well nigh slipped.
Why is that? Verse 3.
For I was envious at the food.
Read that again.
For I was envious at the food.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Keep going.
When I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
That's what it is. And it's not talking about riches or anything like that. It's just talking about the person whom you see is committing sin. Or you see them acting in a sinful manner. And you're telling them, hey, that's a sinful manner. And then you feel some type of way because they're acting in a sinful manner. It's because you're envious. This is a whole other way on looking at envy. Right? But let's continue. Verse 4.
For there are no bands in their depth,
Mm-hmm.
but their strength is firm.
Go ahead.
They are not in trouble as other men.
They're not in trouble. They go about, they do. You just said something about being, troubling you, right? There you go. They're not in trouble. Go ahead.
Neither are they plagued like other men.
Verse 6.
Therefore pride compasseth them about
Mhm.
as a chain.
Mm-hmm.
Violence covereth them as a garment.
Verse 7.
Their eyes stand out with fatness.
Mm-hmm.
They have more than heart could wish.
That has to be something else. The eyes stand out like fatness. You really living fat. You like, you living so large, your eyes is buffed out. Right? Verse 8.
They are corrupt
Uh-huh.
and speak wickedly
Uh-huh.
concerning oppression.
Uh-huh.
They speak loftily.
Speak loftily, right? Verse 9.
They set their mouth against the heavens,
Uh-huh.
and their tongue walketh through the earth.
We set them off against heavens. If they say anything that's against Father, it's against the heavens, right? And we're going to talk about that a little later. So you look at the foolish, and nothing's happening to them, right? Let's get down to verse 12. This is answering Jeremiah and probably a lot of you elders' question.
I know it's feeding me.
Verse 12.
Psalm 73, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, these are the ungodly,
Mm-hmm.
who prosper in the world, they increase in riches.
These are the ungodly. Not wicked, ungodly. Right? So let's get down to verse 16. And we're going to read 16 to 19. Go ahead.
Psalm 73, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me.
Mm-hmm.
Until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood I therein.
Then understood I therein. What is therein? Verse 18.
Surely thou didst set them in slippery places.
Mm-hmm.
Thou castest them down into destruction.
Verse 19.
How are they brought into desolation? As in a moment, they are utterly consumed with terror.
And when it says they are utterly consumed with terrorists, somebody tell me, what do you think that means? No, I think it's something more worse than that. Like the fire. It's the lake of fire. Fact should answer your question. Right? Gotta watch it. Let's see something else. Let's see what happens when elders don't do what they're supposed to do. Let's go 1 Samuel chapter 2. And we're going to read verses 12 through 17. The Bible says is if a person is committing sin, to get rid of it. A little leaven leavens the whole lump. Right? But let's see, there's an instance in the Bible where certain elder didn't do that. 1 Samuel chapter 2, and we're going to read verses 12 through 17. Let's read it.
1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
Now the sons of Eli were sons of Belial. They knew not the Lord.
Sons of Eli were the sons of Satan. Verse 13.
And the priest's custom with the people was that when any man offered sacrifice, the priest's servants came, while the flesh was in seething, with the flesh hook of 3 teeth in his hand.
Verse 14.
And he struck it into the pan, or kettle, or cauldron, or pot. All that the flesh hook brought up, the priest took for himself. So they did in Shiloh unto all the Israelites that came thither.
All right, they did into Shiloh. Shiloh is shining. Verse 15.
Also before they burnt the fat, the priest's servant came and said to the man that sacrificed, Give flesh to roast for the priest,
Mm-hmm.
for he will not have sodden flesh of thee, but raw.
Right, verse 16.
And if any man said unto him, Let them not fail to burn the fat presently, and then take as much as thy soul desireth, then he would answer him, Nay, but thou shalt give it me now, and if not, I will take it by force.
Verse 17.
Wherefore the sin of the young man was very great before the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
for men abhorred the offering of the Lord.
They did not even want to be bothered with the offering. That has to be something else where you don't even want to be bothered with the offering now, because these two men just literally put nastiness into it.
They messed it up there.
Messing up for everybody, right? All right, let's go on. Let's continue on. 1 Samuel chapter 2. We're going to skip down to verse 22, and we're going to read to 32. All right? 1 Samuel 22, and we're going to read to verse 32. Okay, let's read that.
1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
Now Eli was very old, and heard all that his sons did unto all Israel, and how they lay with the women that assembled at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
How foul is that? They're doing fornication, they're doing everything. Right? Verse 23.
And he said unto them, Why do ye such things? For I hear of all your evil dealings by all this people.
Uh-huh.
Nay, my sons, for it is no good report that I hear. Ye make the Lord's people to transgress.
Verse 25.
If one man sin against another, the judge shall judge him. But if a man sin against the Lord, who shall entreat for him?
Mm-hmm.
Notwithstanding, they hearken not unto the voice of their father, because the Lord will slay them.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 26, and the child Samuel grew on, and was in favor both with the Lord and also with men.
All right, so the sons of Eli weren't listening to Eli. Right? Eli should have told them, okay, kill him. That's what should have happened. Kill him. But it didn't. No, kill him. Because they were doing things that were, we'll see. Why? We'll see. Let's continue on. Verse 27.
And there came a man of the Most High unto Eli, and said unto him, Thus saith the Lord, Did I plainly appear unto the house of thy father, when they were in Egypt in Pharaoh's house?
28.
And did I choose him out of all the tribes of Israel to be my priest, to offer upon mine altar, to burn incense, to wear ephod before me? And did I give unto the house of thy father all the offerings made by fire of the children of Israel?
Now, see, now he's talking to Samuel, telling him all this stuff, telling Eli, verse 29.
Wherefore kick ye at my sacrifice and mine offering, which I have commanded in my habitation, and honorest thy sons above me. to make yourselves fat with the cheapest of all the offerings of Israel, my people.
Verse 30.
Wherefore the Lord, power of Israel, saith, I said indeed that thy house and the house of thy father should walk before me forever. But now the Lord saith, be it far from me. For them that honor me I will honor, and they that despise me shall be lightly esteemed.
So he's telling them, verse 31.
Behold, the days come that I will cut off thine arm and the arm of thy father's house, that there shall not be an old man in thine house.
Verse 32.
And thou shalt see an enemy in my habitation, in all the wealth which the Most High shall give Israel. And there shall not be an old man in thine house forever.
There shall not be an old man in thy house forever. So he's telling him, okay, your sons are going to cause death to a lot of people, destruction to a lot of people.
I don't mean to interrupt this.
Let's-
But you don't need this.
Okay. Let's go 1 Samuel 4. First Samuel 4, we're going to start at verse 1. 1 Samuel 4 and 1. We're going to read 1 and 2. Okay, let's read.
1 Samuel chapter 4, verse 1. And the word of Samuel came to all Israel. Now Israel went out against the Philistines to battle, and pitched beside Ebenezer. And the Philistines pitched in Aphek. And the Philistines put themselves in array against Israel. And when they joined battle, Israel was smitten before the Philistines. And they slew of the army in the field about 4,000 men.
4,000 men. Right? Not good. Skip down to verse 4.
So the people sent to Shiloh, that they might bring from thence the ark of the covenant of the Lord of hosts, which dwelleth between the cherubims. And the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, were there with the ark of the covenant
Or
on the
there's
top.
the Ark of the Covenant, right? Let's see something else. Let's skip down to verse 10, and we're going to read verses 10 through 12.
1 Samuel chapter 4, verse 10. And the Philistines fought, and Israel was smitten. And they fled every man into his tent. And there was a very great slaughter. For there fell of Israel 30,000 footmen.
Hold there for a second. 30,000. The number just keeps getting bigger and bigger, right? So you had one man, Eli, who was supposed to get rid of his two sons. Get rid of them. He did not get rid of them. And because he did not get rid of them, 30,000 men are now dead. The elder had to take the responsibility and say, you know what? You're my son, but guess what? You're not serving the Most High, so I have nothing to deal with you. Get out of Israel. Or tell the high priest, stone him. Right? 30,000. Verse 11.
And the ark of the Most High was taken. And the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, were slain.
The ark was gone. This is stemming from Eli not stepping up and telling his sons to get out. An elder telling someone who's sinning, you gotta go. Verse 12.
And there ran a man of Benjamin out of the army, and came to Shiloh the same day with his clothes rent, and with earth upon his head.
All right, let's get down to verse 16, and we're going to read verses 16 to 22, because Eli now has to pay for it. When you're an elder of a ministry, when you're an elder, when you're a leader, and you do not deal with things accordingly to the Bible because your own emotions and your own flesh, now you have to pay. Read.
1 Samuel chapter 4, verse 16. And the man said unto Eli, I am he that came out of the army, and I fled today out of the army. And he said, What is there done, my son? And the messenger answered and said, Israel is fled before the Philistines, and there have been also a great slaughter among the people. And thy 2 sons also, Hophni and Phinehas, are dead, and the ark of the Most High is taken.
The ark of the covenant is gone. Your sons are gone. 30,000 men lost their lives. Why? Because of one man. Next verse.
And it came to pass, when he made mention of the ark of the Most High, that he fell from off the seat backward by the side of the gate, and his neck brake, and he died, for he was an old man and heavy, and he had judged Israel 40 years.
Judged Israel for 40 years, and guess what? For nothing. For nothing. He knew his sons were bad because it says in the scripture that they mentioned the ark being gone, he fell back. Oh no, not the ark. My sons. 19.
And his daughter-in-law, Phinehas' wife, was with child, near to be delivered. And when she heard the tidings that the ark of the Most High was taken, and that her father-in-law and her husband were dead, she bowed herself in travail, for her pains came upon her.
Go ahead.
And about the time of her death, the women that stood by her said unto her, Fear not, for thou hast borne a son. But she answered not, neither did she regard it.
She was dead. More people died. One man. One man. Tens of thousands. Well, 30,000. Next verse.
And she named the child Ichabod, saying, The glory is departed from Israel, because the ark of the Most High was taken, and because of her father-in-law and her husband.
22.
And she said, The glory is departed from Israel, for the ark of the Most High is taken.
All right, we got a few more stops to make before we're done for tonight. Proverbs 29. One man. I pray this is sinking in. I pray this is sinking to everybody. Read. Oh, 29 and 1. Sorry.
Proverbs chapter 29, verse 1.
You should have just knew. Go ahead.
He that being often reproved, hardening his neck, shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy.
There you go. He that is often reproved, harden his neck, stiff neck, soon shall be destroyed. Right? Stiff neck. Don't want to get go on the chain. Don't want to do this. Don't want to do that. Don't want to be right. Don't want to live right. Stiff neck. Dies. All right, we got Ecclesiastes, Matthew, and then 1 Peter. Ecclesiastes 5, 1 through 5. Ecclesiastes 5, 1 through 5. Well, I think we had the scripture last week, and I believe we're going to have it next week. Let's read.
Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of the Most High, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools.
That's your prayers. Go ahead.
For they consider not that they do evil.
They consider not that they do evil. Verse 2.
Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before the Most High. For the Most High is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore let thy words be few.
Right? Let your words be few.
Verse 3. For a dream cometh through the multitude of business, and a fool's voice is known by multitude of words. when thou vowest a vow unto the Most High, defer not to pay it, for he hath no pleasure in fools. Pay that which thou hast vowed.
Now, remember, we talked about this verse, and we said that that's not just your prayers to the Father. That's anything that you have said to the brethren, to the sister, to the brothers and to the sisters, is anyone who you have spoken to. You said in the midst, when 2 or 3 are in the midst, where's your shine? He's right there. So that's what it means when you say, make a vow unto the Father. Or make a vow unto the Shire. Because you're saying, well, I'm going to, when you don't. Right? Verse 5.
Better is it that thou shouldest not vow, than that thou shouldest vow and not pay.
Right. Now, I think I gave an example last week where I said, I don't have a job right now, but once I get that job, then I'm going to take this brother out, and then I get the job and say, you know what? I don't know what you're talking about.
So
I don't remember.
I'll keep out the job, so he's gonna take you out.
Using that as a teaching mechanism.
He said that's enough already for something to eat. Yeah, we can take it.
Verse 6.
Suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin. Neither say thou before the angel that it was an error.
You saying it, well, you know what? I really didn't mean that. I really didn't mean that. I don't know. No, you're repeating what you just said. Right? And that's not talking about prayers. A lot of people say, well, that goes to your prayers, and then they're supposed to. No. If you're speaking to somebody, there's an angel in the midst.
So when I say I'm gonna fix you a big, nice breakfast in the morning.
And you don't do it?
Yeah.
And you don't? There. 2 or 3 in the midst of Shia's, and Shia's sitting right there. Okay, she's gonna make a breakfast. That's about. I'm gonna hold you to it.
Yeah, fix that husband.
The Shia's gonna hold you to it. Right? And then when it doesn't happen, then that gets written in the book of works. That gets written in the book of works. And you know what? I think we need to do a teaching on the book of works in the book. I think we need to do a teaching.
Ooh, get it. Get it, Shepherd.
What did she say?
She says that's the same thing. Get it. She says,
I'm quitting right now. Wow. Holy God, I come to you today. Let's finish.
Verse 6. Wherefore should the Most High be angry at thy voice, and destroy the work of thine hand?
The Most High going to be angry at your voice. That's not good. Verse 7.
For in the multitude of dreams and many words there are also divers vanities. But fear thou the Most High.
Fear the Most High. Matthew 12. Matthew 12, 34 through 37. So let's see what Solomon wrote in Ecclesiastes. Let's see the Shire quoted. And he even does something a little better. Right? Matthew 12, 34 to 37. Let's read it.
Matthew chapter 12, verse 34. O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. A good man out of the good treasure of the heart bringeth forth good things.
If you're a good person, anything that come out of your mouth is going to be good. It's going to edify. Go ahead.
And an evil man out of the evil treasure bringeth forth evil things.
If you're an evil person, then you're going to say evil things, not even probably knowing that they're evil, and then everybody else is going to feel evil. Next verse.
But I say unto you,
But I say unto you, read.
that every idle word that man speak.
Yes.
They shall give account thereof in the day of judgment.
That goes for you holier than thou people, you right, I'm so righteous people, and you people who are just wicked and evil. You're going to give an account on the day of judgment. Shut your mouth. Because you're running off saying, well, this person this, that person that, I can't stand this, I can't stand that. You don't give them account for that. The shot's going to tell you why. Yeah, they did me wrong. They did me wrong.
You
So
better pray for them.
pray for those that spitefully use you.
You better love them and pray for them. I'm telling you, it works.
Listen, next verse.
Verse 37. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned.
Shia said it best, right?
I used to have an issue when people wronged me. I was like, what? And the more I spoke, why
The more you sin.
the more things happened to me.
Right.
Like before, I couldn't even get out of one situation. 3 more will pop up, and I would just be in this big old down spiral of going down.
Because that's a sin.
So it said, pray for those who spitefully use you, and that's what I did. I started praying for them because some people really don't know. You know, some people is caught up in there the devil, and they really don't know what they're doing. To them, it may seem right.
Right, and to those people who really, truly don't know what they're doing, you don't get rid of them, like it says in 1 Corinthians 5. Those people you don't get rid of. Those people, that's what the Shia says, you work with your brother in Galatians 6. That's what Galatians 6 is about. But those who understand and know that they have an evil spirit, and continue to operate in that evil spirit.
Now, you can pray for them and say, you know,
Pray for them to
Mother,
get out.
well, no, you can ask Mother to try to convict them, like, let them know what they're doing. But if they continue,
No, the Bible don't say that. Bible don't say that. You gotta get rid of them.
well, what
In
about the
hopes.
ones
Ones who don't know, who truly don't know, and they just operating because, you know, they got popped on the head a few more times when they were a child, something wrong, something's not clicking up there. Those are the ones in Galatians 6 that you,
but if somebody knowingly what
Knowingly.
they're doing, yeah.
yeah, I'm a thief, and I stole some stuff, yeah, and I'm gonna steal that stuff off that wall too. Can't get rid of them. They know what they're doing is wrong. 1 Peter 2. They know what they're doing is wrong. If a person admits that they're doing wrongdoing, and they continue to do it,
But they gonna say, they're gonna be like, but. You better,
everybody knows how I feel about but.
but. What's a but?
1 Peter 2, we're going to read 11 to 13. This will be our last scripture of the night. 1 Peter 2, 11 and 13, let's read.
1 Peter chapter 2, verse 11. Dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts, which war against the soul, having your conversation honest among the Gentiles, that whereas they speak against you as evildoers, they may by your good works, which they shall behold, glorify the Most High in the day of visitation.
13.
Submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake, whether it be to the king as supreme.
Submit yourselves to every ordinance, not some, every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake, whether it be to the king as supreme. Submit yourselves. Family conduct next week. We're going to elaborate a lot more stuff because we need to know how to be a family.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, that concludes our lesson for today, for tonight. Any questions on the chat?
No, we don't have any questions on the phone.
What? Y'all make me feel bad. No questions on the chat, all right? Any questions? No questions here? All right. Shocker. I thought there would be questions. All right, so tomorrow's teaching is on the Feast of Dedication. We're going to understand what the dedication is. We're going to teach it a little differently than we have in previous years. We are going to touch on Hanukkah, though. We're going to get an understanding of Hanukkah, right? And we're going to invite some Jewish people in and
Give them the truth.
We're gonna have our.
We don't go to that Jewish home over there.
right,
Recruit people.
right.
Bring them in. Give them the truth.
Yeah, that apartment complex is huge over
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
All right, with no questions. All right, so we want to say shalom to each and every one of you. We will see you tomorrow. This starts the Feast of Dedication.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, we are having praise and worship because it is a celebratory feast.
Yes.
All right? So we want to say shalom to you all, and we will see you tomorrow.
Later on today.
Later on today or something like that. All right?
If you have enjoyed this lesson and have found it educational, please like and subscribe to the channel to get future teaching.
Kwam Yashara.
Kwam Yashara.